Hello and welcome. This is Cherie with Rehash Fiber, and today's show is all about celebrating children. It is very fun to knit and crochet items for them. So I have gathered a variety of things for you, and I'm going to break it into parts so that the show is a little bit more organized. We're going to have clothing and books of patterns. Then I'll talk about blankets, and lastly I'll talk about stuffed animals and books for kids. At the very end of the show, I'm going to share with you some answers to a question I had a couple weeks ago about fixing lace. So let's get started. But before I start telling you all this great information, you can sit back and relax because all of it is going to be in the show's description. I just want you to listen and enjoy, and then you can figure out what you need to know afterwards. All right, so the first item here is this cow sweater, and this is what got me started in knitting. And I made clothes then for my children for many years to come. I got hooked. I would love to share this pattern with you, but all I have are these 4 pieces of paper. So again, and I have looked for it. So again, I'm going to wait till the end of the show to give more information that I can get from this to see if you can help me find the pattern. I would love to actually be able to share it with all of you because it's really a fun one and super cute. Moving on, I have books and magazines for you. I have 3 books and a magazine for you. All of these patterns are classic. They don't go out of style. I have been looking at them now and thinking they're still brilliant. And the nice thing about it is that these books can be found at vintage stores. Let's jump in. I've got Minnow Knits 2 by Jill Eaton. There are 26 patterns in here for all ages of kids. Google it, check the used bookstores, but this one is also available on Amazon. Great stuff in there. I really had a blast making the Swedish day dress. Super cute for my little girl. Next, we're moving on to Great Knits for Kids by Debbie Beliz. There are 27 designs ranging in age from infants to age 10. The next is Bright Knits for Kids. The patterns are very wonderful. They range from sizes for infants all the way to 6-year-olds. Great stuff. Lastly, I've got a Vogue Knitting International special edition from 2001, Kids. Beautiful patterns here. Every one of them will rock your socks. They're fun to do. You can go to store.vogueknitting.com and still get it to this day. Any one of these, alone or all together, will give you a great selection of patterns to do for kids' sweaters and clothes. Next here, I've got some ideas for blankets for you. They're very fun to make for kids. The first one is the Beliz blanket. It's a Rehash Fiber design. It's a simple design on purpose using the alternate crochet stitch, and you can just grab your yarn and go to town. Super simple, you'll get into a lovely rhythm and you can make your blanket. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can add a stripe and a scalloped edge. Up to you. The reason it's called Beliz blanket is that it was designed for my fiber group at church, and my church goes to Belize every year, so I sent this blanket off with them to give to someone in Belize. You can find the pattern on Ravelry. Next, I want to talk about the double crochet Granny Square Blanket. There is a Rehash Fiber show on this with a full tutorial on how to do it. Very fun to do the granny squares, and they're easy and portable. I took it traveling, so you've got your skein, your needle, and you can just make the little squares. Go to town until you have your blanket. You can choose your color scheme, and it's just a great project to do. Next, I want you to see this gorgeous blanket. It's the Crochet Harlequin Blanket by Kelly Martinelli. When I saw that beautiful color scheme, I was hooked. Again, I did a Rehash Fiber show on this. And for mine here, I used some extra DK that I had around. I wanted to see how these all popped together. A little bit loud, it's probably gonna just be a throw. And I really liked her color scheme better for a baby, but you know, you gotta try these things. It was a fun pattern to do. Again, you get into a great rhythm doing it. And you see it progress rather quickly because it's a lovely pattern that just builds on itself. Next here, I have the Turtle Beach blanket. When my daughter was in college, she requested it. Really fun to do. Kids will love it to death because your actual turtles are on it, swimming out to the ocean. It is by June Gilbank, and it is on Ravelry. Next, I want you to see the blanket that blew my mind. Is that not the most beautiful thing you've seen? It's Persian Tiles by Jane Crowfoot. When I saw it, I knew I had to do it. Well, lucky for all of us, if you go to marymaxim.com, you can order the whole kit. I have not made the blanket yet. I am super excited to do so, but look at all these fun colors. There are 3 different colorways that you could order and have the kit sent right to you to make this blanket. I see in the future this laying across maybe a granddaughter's bed. In this final section, I want to talk about stuffed animals and books for kids. My thought process with this is that when children visit the studio, I want them to have something to play with or look at if they do not feel like taking part in actually doing the fiber arts. I have not made any of these patterns yet. These are in the lineup to be done and to have. So let's go through them. Check out this Good Bear by Susan B. Anderson. Good Bear, you can find the pattern on Ravelry. Kids love it when their stuffed animals have clothes. It just makes it extra cute. So that's going to be a fun one. Now check out these cute little things from Little Cotton Rabbits. These patterns too can be found on Ravelry. If you do not feel like making them, you can actually purchase some already made from Sue's Bunnies and Bears on Instagram, and she requests you direct message her with what you would like to purchase. They are so cute. Next, I came across this Beginner's Bunny by Clair Garland. This pattern is also on Ravelry. Super cute, and I am wondering how fast this will make up. So all of these things I just mentioned, I will be making eventually, and there will be shows about them. But I wanted to give you something in case you're thinking like, what can I make for a kid? And here it is. They're adorable. Now, the very last thing is books. I want kids to have books to look at. When I was at the Copper K Fiber Festival, I came across Slate Falls Press. These books are stunning. They are absolutely beautifully illustrated, great stories. It's a husband and wife team. She writes, he draws, and I scooped them up. Check out slatefallspress.com. They have a bunch of good stuff on there. They have patterns, more books, other things, and you can hear their story, and it's worth it. And those are great things to accumulate for kids, and then there's things for you there as well. So that's a real gem. So that wraps up that whole ton of information. So if you got kids and babies on your mind, there's some projects you can work on and have fun with. I've had a great time. All right, so this leads me to, if you have something you absolutely love for kids, a favorite, anything, please send me the name and the pattern where I can find it. I love hearing from you. We are one huge fiber community, and you know if you share it with me, I'm going to share it right back and we can keep things going. You can either message right here in the show, or you can email me at rehashfiber@outlook.com. I love hearing from you. On that note, a couple of episodes ago, I was talking about how to fix knitting mistakes, how you go back and fix them. But I was really stumped on how to fix a lace mistake because I'd had a couple of fails with a lace pattern, couldn't get it fixed, took it all out. So thank you. We have Lotta Ashford mentioned to check out Roxanne Richards on YouTube. I did. She is a master knitter, all kinds of credentials, all kinds of shows on how to do many things. And one was fixing lace. So thank you very much. Next, Marcy at 1480 said ladder down, which I have to look into that, and knitting with Suzanne Bryan fixing lace on YouTube. So I will check that out as well. Thank you so much for letting me know those things. All right, the very last thing of all, for those of you that have stuck it out to the end, here's where I want you sleuths to help me out. I've got 4 pages ancient pieces of paper from the cow pattern, but I want to find the pattern to share it because it's my most favorite that I've ever done. Okay, so here's what I have on it. I'm going to show you this page here. It's page 13 from a book. Right here, it's got the model number, pronostic yarn, Phildar materials. Please, please, please. Then there are 2 additional pages on that. And that is all I know about it. So if you know, I've tried researching through different Phildar areas. Of course, Ravelry was first. I can't find it. If you have the book that has it in it, if you know or have anything to do with Phildar, help me find the pattern. And I will talk about it, and I bet you other people will buy it. So, all right, everybody. Tons and tons of great stuff for you. I appreciate you being there. If you like the show, please join Patreon, help keep the show going. That is it for today. Happy making stuff for kids, and thanks for watching.